When I was chosen as humanity's first cultural envoy to the Virellian Empire, I expected to face language barriers, alien customs, maybe even the occasional assassination attempt. What I didn't expect was to be humiliated by my own mouth in front of a royal court. The Virellians were a majestic species, humanoid but ethereal, their skin shimmering with bioluminescent hues that shifted with emotion. Their eyes were large and luminous, like stars trapped in liquid. Every movement they made seemed choreographed, graceful, deliberate. I, meanwhile, was just Elias Ward, a former xenolinguist who had spent the last 6 years aboard orbital stations translating trade pacts and emergency treaties. I was fluent in 11 alien dialects and could read another 6. But none of that prepared me for the Princess Aurelice of Virellia. She was the Empire's youngest royal, and the most mysterious. Unlike the stoic Virellian nobles, she showed curiosity, especially toward humans. When I arrived on her planet, she greeted me personally, an unusual break in protocol. "You are smaller than I imagined," she said, tilting her head as if studying a new species under glass. "And you're much taller," I replied before I could stop myself. Her eyes glowed faintly gold, a sign of amusement I would later learn. "We shall get along," she said. That first meeting went well enough. The trouble came later, at the royal banquet meant to welcome me. The mistake. The grand hall of the Virellian palace was something out of a dream. Crystalline arches reflected starlight through translucent walls, and every guest shimmered like liquid moonlight. I was the only human there, feeling painfully aware of my earth-toned skin and clumsy tuxedo. The princess sat at the high table beside me. She wore a gown woven from photonic silk, which shifted in color with every movement, violet to blue to gold. Virellian garments were alive, responding to their wearers' energy patterns. When she laughed, the silk bloomed in radiant light. I was nervous, too nervous. I had been sipping the Virellian equivalent of wine, a silvery drink that heightened perception and loosened inhibitions. It made the world seem sharper, more vibrant. The princess noticed. "Does the drink please you, Elias of Earth?" she asked, her voice melodic and calm. "It's perfect," I managed. "Everything here is perfect. The palace, the food, even you." I stopped too late. The table went silent. The translator implant in my ear, detecting my intent to say, "even your presence," instead rendered it in Virellian syntax as, "Your chest is magnificent." The entire court froze. The Empress herself turned her head sharply, her eyes dimming from silver to a warning red. I could feel 1,000 alien gazes pierce through me. I was done. My diplomatic career, gone in an instant of linguistic disaster. My stomach sank. I didn't mean that's not," I stammered helplessly. The implant must have misinterpreted my phrasing. But before I could dig the hole deeper, Princess Aurelice lifted her hand. The room obeyed. Silence thickened, then broke with her laughter. Soft, melodic, genuine. "You find my form remarkable, Elias Ward," she said, amusement radiating from her like light from a star. No, yes. Wait, no. I mean your presence. Your aura. You know what, I'll stop talking now." Her laughter intensified. "Humans speak with such beautiful chaos," she said. "So unfiltered. It is refreshing." The Empress frowned but said nothing. Aurelice's golden glow pulsed brighter, Virellian color for delight. To my shock, she turned to the court and declared, "Let the human speak freely. His honesty pleases me." Just like that, the tension dissolved. The nobles resumed eating, whispering among themselves. I sat frozen, unsure if I had just escaped death or been thrown into a deeper kind of trouble. Later that night, a servant approached me with a message. The princess requests your presence in the starlight garden. Middle continued. Under alien stars. The garden was breathtaking. Luminescent flora swayed like constellations come to life, and crystalline streams reflected twin moons. Aurelise waited by a pool of liquid light. Her gown dimmed to a soft silver. You wished to see me? Asked my heart pounding. Yes, she said. You are unlike others. Most who speak to me choose words with precision, caution. But your words stumble like newborn creatures. It is endearing. I'm pretty sure it's just embarrassing, I said. Her golden eyes shimmered. You think embarrassment is weakness. Among us it is a kind of truth. You reveal your heart through your errors. We walked beneath the glowing trees. She told me of her world. How the Virellians considered emotional expression primitive, something long evolved beyond. But Aurelise believed emotions were strength, not shame. Humans feel so deeply, she said softly. You age, suffer, love, and die within such brief spans. Yet you live more fiercely than any immortal. That's one way to describe our recklessness, I said with a grin. She looked up at me. She was nearly a head taller. Recklessness, or courage. There was silence. The stars above us pulsed with light. Then she reached out and placed her hand over her chest. Among my people, to touch one's heart before another is to honor them, she said. I honor you, Elias Ward, for speaking truth without fear. Her hand moved toward me, stopping inches from my chest. May I? He nodded. Her fingers brushed the fabric of my jacket, warm, soft, trembling slightly. My heart felt like it would burst from my ribs. I can feel your heartbeat, she whispered. It sings like your earth songs, wild and alive. When she withdrew her hand, I was left speechless. The rising conflict. The following days were complicated. Word of our encounter spread through the court. Some nobles viewed it as scandalous. Others saw it as a potential diplomatic bridge between species. The Empress, however, saw only danger. One morning I was summoned to the throne hall. Elias Ward, the Empress said coldly. You have grown close to my daughter. Too close. Bowed. Your Majesty, my intentions do not matter. The union of Virellian royalty with off-world lifeforms is forbidden. Your kind is unstable. Unstable. Echoed. We're adaptable. That's why humanity survived 1,000 catastrophes. The Empress rose. Her eyes glowed crimson, a color I had only seen once before, on the battlefield during old footage of wars. Adaptability breeds unpredictability. We cannot risk it infecting the royal line. I clenched my fists but remained silent. Princess Aurelise appeared beside me, defiant. Mother, you cannot dictate whom I may learn from. Learn, the Empress said bitterly. You risk contamination. Our kind has evolved beyond desire, beyond chaos. Aurelise stepped forward. Then perhaps evolution has cost us something precious. The Empress turned to me. You will leave this world human. Immediately. I opened my mouth, but Aurelice's hand found mine. Publicly in front of the court. Gasps rippled through the hall. No, she said firmly. If he leaves, I go with him. Middle to climax. Flight from the Empire. Within hours, I was confined to diplomatic quarters. They said it was for security reasons, but I knew it was imprisonment. Aurelice's message came through a hidden channel, a coded pulse of light on the window glass. Meet me at the landing bay at moonrise. Trust me. That night, Alarms blared through the palace. I ran through corridors of light and shadow, following the rhythmic flicker of gold, her signal. When I reached the bay, she was already there, cloaked in a traveler's robe, standing beside a small starcraft. "You're actually doing this," I said in disbelief. She smiled faintly. "You once called my presence perfect. Perhaps you should see it among the stars." We boarded the vessel just as royal guards appeared at the entrance. The engines roared. The ship lifted, streaking into the twin-moon sky. Energy blasts trailed behind us, but she maneuvered with impossible grace. Once clear of the atmosphere, she laughed, a wild, joyous sound. "Freedom tastes better than air." I collapsed into the co-pilot's seat, adrenaline still pounding. "You just committed high treason for me." "For truth," she corrected gently. "And perhaps for something more." We traveled for days through uncharted space, heading toward the human colony worlds. In that time, something blossomed between us, a quiet, growing warmth. She was endlessly curious about human customs. I showed her old Earth songs, art, and stories. One night, as we floated among drifting asteroids, she asked softly, "Was your compliment truly accidental?" I hesitated, remembering that night in the hall. At first, yes. But later, maybe not entirely. Her eyes shimmered gold again. "Then I am glad your translator misbehaved." Climax. The pursuit. We didn't stay free for long. The Virellian fleet caught up to us near the rim of a nebula. 3 sleek cruisers appeared, their weapons trained on us. "This is Captain Soreth of the Imperial Guard," came the voice through the comm. "By royal decree, surrender the princess immediately." Aurelice looked at me, calm but resolute. "They will destroy us if we resist." "Then we don't resist," I said. "We run smarter." Using the nebula's dense ion clouds, I angled the ship into the storm. Static lightning crackled across the hull. Sensors flickered. The pursuing ships followed, but their readings would be scrambled in this interference. Aurelice began channeling energy from her own body into the ship's bioreactor, something no human could do. Her light dimmed as the engines flared bright. "Go, Elias. Fly." We emerged from the nebula with seconds to spare, the enemy ships lost behind ion storms. I turned to thank her and froze. She was slumped against the console, her glow nearly gone. "Aurelice!" I shouted, catching her. Her skin felt cold. "You drained yourself." Her voice was faint. "It was worth it. Humans always risk everything for what you love." "I understand." Ending. A promise among stars. We landed on the neutral colony of Vega Prime. Medical teams rushed her to recovery chambers, where the planet's mixed-species healer stabilized her. When she woke days later, I was at her side. "You survived," I said softly, relieved. Her lips curved into a weak smile. "And you stayed." "Of course I did." She reached for my hand. "Mother will never forgive this. I can never return home." "Then you'll stay here. With us." "With me." Her eyes glowed gold once more. "With you, Elias Ward, I think I could learn to be human." In the months that followed, she became a symbol of unity between our peoples. The Virellian Empire, facing public admiration for her courage, eventually agreed to open new diplomatic ties with Earth. Aurelice chose to remain ambassador, our ambassador. One evening, under Vega Prime's twin suns, she joined me on a balcony overlooking the settlement. She wore simpler clothes now, her once luminous gown replaced with human fabric. "Do you ever regret it?" "Yes." "Leaving your world behind?" She turned to me, her golden eyes reflecting the light of 2 suns. I left a throne, she said. But I found something rarer, truth. And love, perhaps. Then she smiled that same mischievous smile from the banquet so long ago. Tell me again, Elias. Was it truly an accident? I laughed, shaking my head. Maybe the first part was. Everything after wasn't. She stepped closer, her hand finding mine. Then I am grateful for your mistake. Above us, the stars shimmered. Each one a silent witness to the night a human's clumsy words began a love that bridged two worlds.